What up, everybody? Coming from the Blue Light Chronicles. Got special guests, Hooping Edition, B-Boy. You know what I'm saying? Got legends, PSL, college, Eastern Michigan, University of Detroit. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. To the right,
What's up, everybody? It's EJ Haralson, Finney High School, Mott Community College, UD.
Kahlil Felder here, Persian High, Eastern Michigan University.
got legends on here. You know, I want to say what's up to the people that I seen come up. You know, my OGs from Finney. You know, my brother Dr. Sid, Tweet, Jermaine. Yeah, you know, hey, I can still take you on the court. I want that. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Mack, Lionel, Speed, Billy Buford, Light Skinned Reg, Coach Buck. You know what I'm saying? If I forgot y'all, I'm sorry. Chauncey Willis, K2 Davis, Mike Talley, Emmanuel Bibb, my cousin, K. Felder, Spencer Haywood, Steve Smith, you know what I'm saying? Ralph Simpson, Robert Tillman, Will Robinson, Lorenzo Orr. So, you know, I'm just here on the Blue Light Chronicles, and we just want to talk about the matchup between Persian and Finney Tail. Who was the hardest person? I'm gonna come to EJ. Who was the hardest person that guarded you and was you had to guard?
Strictly from the Finney Persian matchup,
Yeah.
man, I can't even lie, man. Persian was tough, man. That 93 team, that 94 team, yeah, it was tough, man. You can't even say who was the hardest to guard, man. When you start talking about Ty Bergen, you start talking about Willie Mitchell, you start talking about, shoot, I'm drawing a blank. Lefty, my man, rest in peace. Man, them guys was tough, man. I don't know why. I'm drawing a blank. Carlos, man. He shot that thing. They was loaded, man. I mean, it wasn't. And we were up and coming. We started to do things later in 94, 93. We struggled. We wasn't that good, man. So they ran through us. So I think as a collective, I remember we was cracking jokes, man. It was bad that 93 year. 94 we made it a little more respectable, but they still beat us.
So what?
It's understandable.
He
reason I
left.
say that because going up against teams that, especially that crew 93, they've been together since 92. They won the state then, you know what I'm saying? So they went back to back, you know, and I think, the point guard was 5'9", but everybody else was like 6'5" and taller.
Yeah, but then that 94 is when they put Willie at the point.
You see?
Yeah.
When he gets track, yeah.
Willie them over, man.
For myself, though.
They was tough, but I would say probably the toughest dude to guard on that team was Los, man. Los was tough, man. Los was, and I ain't even mentioned Twig, but Los was tough. Left-handed, man, 6'7", shooting, get off got off the ground.
It's understandable why he got tough because, you know, we got him as a youngster. You know, I was on my way out, but I would still spend time up at Persian working on my game personally. But Los would be in the gym, so of course, fouling him on purpose. You know, making him tough because he out. Don't get me wrong, he's a tough kid out the projects, to John the Truth all day. You know, but at the same time, you know, when he going up against some real dogs, we made sure our babies behind us, we fucked them up. I ain't even lying, you know what I'm saying? But that's how you make people better that's coming behind you, you know. You give tough love, but at the same time, you know, rest in peace. That boy was good. He was good. He was really nice.
So, I want y'all to give y'all outlook on the.
Wait a minute, man. Before you finish, man.
What?
Man, I see this purge shit out at the bottom. Why it ain't top? Because you went to Philly.
Hey, you know that's what it is, man.
Bias in this. It's real bias. Do your thing, cuz. It's cool. It's cool, cuz.
You know what it is now. Tell me about your coach, cuz
Johnny Ghostin. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I was just like, you know, my life to have a man such as him to help guide, show, teach. He came and got me out of Cleveland Middle School. I failed 8th grade, by the way. I failed. I didn't get held back, no crazy shit like that. But I failed 8th grade. And when he came to recruit over at Cleveland to see what the talent that was coming over to Persian, he seen me, spotted me, we talked. He was expecting me to walk through those doors because, yes, I was groomed to be a Persian guy blue and gold all day.
Okay.
Majority of my whole family went there. So I didn't come. And he came over to Cleveland and found out why. Boy, I avoided him, but he ended up catching up with me and said, hey, look here, you better pass and get on over here. So I did that, but once I got there, it was like, man, he just set it out far as in letting me develop under people like Steve Smith, a couple other guards that came on like Reese, Kevin Braddock's, people just, that were older than me, and I got the opportunity to be on the floor. I think I probably played 2 JV games. After that, I got moved up to varsity my 9th grade year to learn how to be a varsity player. And once I got all that inside of me, by the time the state run came, I was starting as a freshman. Now, the goofy thing about everything, I got a chance to start in the districts. We're going into the regionals. I'm in my cousin's backyard, twist my ankle. I ain't say nothing. I showed up to the game, trying to go and lay him like, Coach, like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Is that where y'all played Jalen Rose now?
Nah, that was we was in the regionals, so we played against Mike Polopsky, who went to Michigan State with Steve. But we did end up beating them, and then met up against Southwestern, and I didn't get the opportunity. That was Anderson Hunt and things like that. My ankle was twisted, but hey.
JG was a legend.
Legend.
So EJ, what made, I know you probably, because you stayed in the neighborhood, but you could have went anywhere else. What made you want to attend Finney High School and play with the legendary Coach Butler?
So coming up, man, a lot of people don't know is I didn't really start playing organized ball until middle school, man. But we used to have scrimmages against other middle schools, man. And Buck came up to came up to Hamilton. When I was playing, recruited me to play and wanted me to come down there, man. And that's when all them guys you named before, rest in peace, Lionel Scott, but Anthony Mack, Duke, Lindarius, all them dudes was already up at Finney. And I used to come up there when I was in the 8th grade, and I used to come up there and I used to hoop with them, man. And them dudes was tough, man. And I just appreciated that, man. Prior to me doing that, I just was in rec ball. You know, I was in the rec centers with it. I was on Cadillac and Harper at the Y. I was at Cannon Recreation Center hooping, but you know, coming up there, seeing what a team structure actually looked like, having a coach in there that knew what he was doing, and don't shoot with him. Buck can shoot your lights out, man. He can shoot that thing too. And but you know, just going up there and being a part of that, man, it was a brotherhood. So I just was like, nah, this is what I'm gonna ride with. Plus, I was in the neighborhood. I bounced around on the east side a lot, but at that time I was in the neighborhood, man. But just being a part of that. But then I transitioned because after my 10th grade year, Buck left, and a lot of guys that you mentioned end up not playing after Buck left. When Darius left, and Big Reggie, you just mentioned Reginald Harris, he wasn't playing. Terrence DeVoe, them guys, they stepped on to play. Okay. But then H and Preston came in, and then that's when I was going into my junior year at that time. I didn't start as a freshman, but I played as a freshman, and I got there. And then reality hit. Buck was like, "Man, you too slow to play the point." So that's when I had to, work on my footwork and get back to the gym, man. So I ended up going back to boxing, man. I started boxing, working on my footwork, kind of, work my way back up to the ranks to start back getting some time, man. And then, but yeah, I started off with Buck, man, who was a legendary coach. Knew a lot. A lot of people didn't like him, man, but he knew his X's and O's. He just was hard nosed, man. And then I finished up with H and Preston, who kind of just, put the ball in my hands my junior year, and then my senior year shared it with JJ, and the rest was history from there.
Boy, I remember Buck used to have them damn suicide drills. Man, Lord.
But it works. I mean, hey, we gotta get conditioned.
Cross country, weight and lift, then suicide, then the game.
All that,
man.
Well, see, that all comes from So like what you mentioned, Buck. I know JG was on that. It was a bunch of legendary coaches that understood, man. When you start talking about playing at college, they just was getting you ready for that before you had a chance to experience that. So you was lifting weights, you was in the gym, and it was a pecking order. Just like you mentioned, Kay, that y'all used to beat up on Losner. And that's how the big fellas did. When you had Duke, Anthony Mack, and Billy Buford and all them dudes at Finney that you talk about, man, them dudes, they wasn't letting no young boys come in there and catch wreck. They was like, man, you start doing a little too much, they'll let you feel it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
and it was like, yeah, you little bro, but don't forget you little bro. You know what I'm saying? So and that's really what it was. So it wasn't no just like nowadays these dudes be in the 9th grade, be coming in, and 11th and 12th graders just be moving out the way and passing them the ball. It wasn't like that. It was some fights.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? There was some fights. That wasn't happy.
That's right.
So,
That's
nah,
right.
man,
That's
but,
right. That's right.
So what y'all think about now the AAU? Because a lot of commentators and bloggers, they say the AAU is a different spectrum from what it was back then.
Because it's about money now. It's about, you need extra. When your season over with, who you play with normally in high school, once it's over with, of course you need something else to do. So when they do come with stuff like this, the AAU, it's all good because it's exposure at the end of the day. They go all around the world. But the thing is, it's about money to me, from what I see anyway.
Yeah.
When my kids came through, myself personally, we played for love, get more rep.
Right.
Just so when we come back from off this summer of playing, hopefully you got much better to lead your team to a championship, such as a city or state. So, but right now, all I can say is it has become
A business.
Business more so. Yeah, become a business. It's not fair because you got kids that who doesn't have the top-notch abilities, but there still should be some room on a team for them to get some exposure so they can go off to college and possibly really go for free for school.
Yeah, and then just from my perspective, I think just like Kay said, it's a gift and a curse. You definitely need it. You need it for exposure, but because it's become a money grab, you got so many teams that's just finessing parents out of money and getting them and having these tournaments where no coaches is coming out right now, and then just taking people money has become a money grab. So you need it, but you still need to understand the monster behind it.
That's right.
You need to know what tournaments is where you need to go, and that's where the exposure is. And you just need to take it for that. But also what you're seeing now is a lot of young kids having grown man injuries because they playing so much. They playing 60 games in the summertime. They playing fall ball in the fall before the season starts. Then they playing a regular season. And then they not doing strength training. They not doing any kind of resistance training.
That's right.
None of that kind of stuff to keep you healthy. So now they doing all this pounding on their body. And now you wondering why guys is 17 and 18 and having knee surgery, 21 having that stuff that's supposed to happen at 30 and at 26 and 27 from a lot of playing. But what's happening is they getting three seasons in the summertime. Get 3 seasons in the summertime. Then back in the day it was 2-3 sport athletes, man. So they played football, they played baseball, so they got a chance to utilize other muscles and rest other muscles. Now you got coaches telling their players they can't play no other sports, so now they playing basketball all year round. And so it's just it's starting to, it can be, as a parent and as a coach, you have to know when to sit your kid down.
That's right.
Say that's enough. Let's rest. Let's rehab. Let's work on your health.
That's
do
right.
these things, because if you don't, they just gonna be trying to parade your kid all over the place.
That's
and
right.
Your kid be wore out, burnt out, or just get tired of it by the time
That's
they
right.
get 2 years out of high school. So
That's right. Especially kids now these days that's 6'1" and shorter. Please explore all other options,
Man,
because the league now, NBA, you gotta be 6'1" or taller with crazy athleticism. And you better be able to shoot the ball extremely well. Other than that, you better explore football and baseball.
everything.
For
And
real.
and take your academics serious.
Yes, yes,
You know,
definitely.
because really, and this is the
Definitely.
crazy part about it is just because you don't become a pro, don't mean that you don't have a future in
That's
sports,
right.
man. You
That's
are
right.
you still close enough to the culture
That's
to figure
right.
out how to monetize off
That's
of it.
right.
So whether it's an agent, whether or not it's a
Earn
trainer,
other
whether or not
angles.
it's a consultant, whether or not
That's
it's
right.
just somebody that's in the know, because there's
That's
people
right.
that know way less than you, that know how to talk and articulate,
That's
that
right.
they know more than you, so they get in the past, man. But it's a lot of stuff that you can benefit from just being around sport. But in
That's
order
right.
to do that, you got to take care of your education. You got to get that
That's
proper
right.
paperwork in front of you, so you can sit in those rooms and,
That's
and
right.
will allow yourself to be allowed in those rooms.
That's right.
By having those credentials, man.
Still
So
get
you just
cash.
gotta-
You still get money. Trust me, you still get money.
question, No question.
So
Yeah.
I want to ask both of y'all, what was y'all experience hooping at St. Cecilia?
I'll let EJ go first. Go ahead,
Alright.
man.
So man, like I said, going to the Saint, man, that was especially because I went there the summer. I started going there the summer before I went to high school. And people that know that was able to see summer league in the Saint these last 2 or 3 years, y'all don't have a clue, man. Saint Cecilia used to really be a place where you see all pros, you see big time college players, and the
College
gym
coaches,
had
too.
more college coaches in there than the average fan.
That's
So
right.
this was a place that you can go, and it would be 50, from 30 to 50 college coaches, and I'm talking about
Yes.
high
Yes.
major schools from Power 5 conferences, not the smaller college that's just in the area. I'm talking about they flew all over to go sit in this
That's
gym,
right.
still hot, still no
Yes.
windows open,
Nope.
still pose in the
No.
same spot. It'd be so hot, but you stayed in there and you rocked, and the games was so competitive. The games was competitive. We had probably arguably in the era of the 90s, late 80s,
Yes.
probably had the most pros in there that would come back and play in summer league. You had your Webbers, your Steve Smiths, all the guys that we just talked about, plus a boatload more that used to come in and play. So after the colleges played, the high school teams played, then you had the college program where the college and the pros came and played together, man. It ain't nothing like it.
Let me tell you, what Derek Coleman said, he said, y'all used to get all the good players, okay? And then he still used to beat y'all ass. That's what he said on that. Did you see it?
I played with him.
No, he said y'all can have them. He said y'all can have
Who was
them.
y'all? Because I played with him.
No, on the blog.
Yeah,
the blog,
I know. I've seen that.
Oh, you seen
He
it?
said my
He
name
said-
on it.
I know. He said y'all went against it.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and he said he
I
was
was
to
making
beat
sure I
y'all.
cleared that up. 'Cause I played with him. And once again, let me
Somebody
tell you,
wanted me to ask you that question. That's why I asked you.
No. I played on this team with him and Steve. Okay,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. So we won championships in there, and also battled like a mug. I'm talking about because, like EJ said, it was pros coming back to play at the Saint. I know as a kid for myself going and playing with Persian in Saint Cecilia and stayed late to
Just to
watch what
watch.
came next. And I sit in the stands and say, I can't wait till I get on the floor with them. Because I swear for God, you'll see people like Isaiah Thomas coming in with his team. You see people like Grant Long and all them. They had Terry Durod. All these guys, man. I said, I can't wait to get on the floor with them in the pro-am. So I worked on my game to the point where DC blessed me and said, K, we need you to come push point. And I came to push point. I ran up against some bad guys, Mark White, Jalen Rose, people like BJ Armstrong. I'm playing against these guys, man. Howard Isley. All I can say is I'm thankful for the Saint. I'm thankful. My name is on the wall, by
I
the
see
way.
that.
Say it again, Kevin.
I love that. I love that.
My name on the wall and everything.
Talk your shit. Talk your
Okay.
shit.
When you go in there and look at that wall of fame, my name on there because I prided myself on wanting to be something.
That's right.
And be remembered.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? When you walk through the halls of anything, you want them to say, hey, such and such went here. You want your name to ring bells, bro.
That's right.
That's one thing I believed in when I was coming up and trying to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying?
I got another question. Why today's era? Why are the basketball courts are empty? Because I know when I came up, outside.
Because of the distractions, man.
I just don't understand.
They got these phones out here. They got these video games. The parents are different. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Do you remember you used to go outside at 10 o'clock to the
stay
court
out there all
and
day. Well, that's because we didn't have those advanced things. That's what's going on now. Technology has taken over.
My mama used to have to beg me just to come and eat some food. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I used to get whooping for not being home when the street lights came on because I'm at the courts.
You at your homeboy house, he got the basketball rim, he got the water hose.
But it's,
You know that shit. You know
it's different too, man. Now most of these dudes, basketball now is more structured than it's ever been. It's teams everywhere. We used to just go rock. Like you take a couple dudes, go to the court, you go outside. We didn't care. Like it's a bunch of people that talk, and these young kids take on they mentality. Like, you know, we never thought about our knees being hurt from playing on the concrete. We did that all. You know, we played all day,
right? And
we didn't have to have a team in order to go hoop. We didn't have to. Now it's hype. It's about 30 games going on up there right now. Is you know, all these all these AAU tournaments and all that. So now that's taking the court.
That's right.
We used to be out there like all day, man. So and then also it was, you know, we played because we loved it.
Yeah.
Now kids is playing for scholarships. Kids is playing for the end game now. They not playing because most of them ain't even playing because they love it. They playing it because you talk to them, the first thing they gonna talk about is wanting this D1 scholarship. They're gonna talk about being a pro. When we just like the hoop. Like, I mean, you can remember going back and Saturday just sitting in front of the TV waiting on the Michigan game to come on.
So what about?
You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
so
like,
let me ask you this. So what about if y'all? Because I remember when it was wintertime, you used to go out there and shovel, one glove on, keep the shooting hand free.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the love. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have it today.
They ain't doing it today, bro, because they got somewhere else to go. You know,
no snow at all.
Bro, winter's been very, very nice around here. We experienced winter around here when I was going. We used to walk. They close school now when they think it's gonna be a winter storm.
But I think it's our era, man. Some of our parents are soft, man.
Yeah.
You know, not our parents.
Not our parents.
I mean, but the people our age that got kids.
Soft.
I know people that got kids that got sons at home, and they still pay people to shovel their snow.
Yeah, exactly.
Shovel their snow and cut their line.
Yeah, like,
My mama wasn't having that, dog. You better get out there and shovel. Boy, be downstairs sleeping if you want to. She had told you to shovel the snow. Boy.
So
you gonna get killed.
So let me ask y'all this. Both of y'all played the college game.
Yes, sir.
Eastern Michigan, University of Detroit. Yeah. So let me ask y'all something. The NL deal, what is it? NIL deal came along, and they offered you $1 million. They offered you $1 million, but another school offered you. Say you want to be at home at UND, you want to be at home. Okay. But say Alabama offered you $2, and shit, Connecticut offered you $2. So, would y'all would have went for the money or for the love? Let's just stay at home.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd have went for the money, and the reason I say that is because my family was well off, but ain't nothing like adding to it. And I got an opportunity for better exposure to go and go on after doing my years at college. So I would have took the money because it's there. I mean, why not? All fails, shoot, you come back home. Right. You always come back home. Right. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, EJ?
So I think just like Kay said, mostly everybody would take the money, and that's the distraction now because most kids would do it. But you would hope. I think that we probably would have took the money for ourselves, but I think Kay would have gave his son different advice.
Exactly.
And so now you start thinking about it like, are you taking this quick bag right now that potentially could stop the bigger bag later? So you really like, do I take it now for this money and then put myself on the stage that I'm? And it depends on you and your game. Now, if your game is ready for that big stage, just like he talked about, say if you 6'1" or shorter, then I probably would have been like, man, it's different from playing a point at a Power 5 school than playing a point guard at mid-major or high mid. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta go on whatever stage you gonna perform on. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'd have probably took the bag and then probably advised somebody else not to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know, at the end of the day, you don't have the experience unless you go through something.
No question.
So y'all not mad. So y'all don't feel no type of way mad about these young kids out here taking that bag. Because you got some of them.
I'm not.
$3 million.
Personally,
I seen a student athlete pull up in a Lambo.
Yeah.
Like, old boy that just got USC football player, the quarterback. He had a Lambo
Williams,
in school.
Cab Williams, something like that. Yeah, got drafted by the Bears, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't mad at that. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Can't hate.
Why?
Yeah.
Live your life. Enjoy the fruits. They want to give it to you, take it. Because you don't know what's going to happen at the end of the day. Season ain't even started yet.
Them schools been making a lot of money off
That's
them
right.
athletes.
For a long time.
A
A lot of schools, even mid-major schools, made a lot of money off some guys. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, I mean, you got to set yourself up for the future.
You do.
You know, ain't nobody going to do it. You got to do it for yourself. So if they want to get that to you and you can flip it, hey.
And that's what it's really about, man. And then just like he said get it and flip it. So that shows you that one, you gotta have a different vision. You can't just you can't just think about getting it and spending it and getting it and having it. You gotta make it work for you. So just like you make the money work for you, you let the sport work for you too.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So as a basketball player or any kind of sport that you into, you figuring out how to get the maximum out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, and you need people that can guide you and advise you in those areas to make those decisions. Man. So ain't nobody tripping.
And they gotta realize they gotta pay taxes. They gotta pay taxes on that shit.
Ain't nobody tripping about them cats.
So another question: what you think about today's NBA game compared to back in the day NBA games? Not games. I'm sorry. The players. How the NBA players are today compared to the back in the days NBA players. What you think? What's the difference?
Well, first of all, I ain't mad what's going on right now. You know, hey, right now they showing how multi-skilled they are for one. You know, big fellas can step out, shoot the three. You know, we ain't got the low post game much more, no more.
What about the load management?
It's coming back.
That's all right. I mean,
so
I ain't tripping on it because we know at the end of the day, they playing 82 games. They probably played over the summer. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if they played over the summer, now you come into an 82 game season, then you get into the playoffs. Your body do need to rest. I don't care what nobody say. You know, you can go out there and try to play 82 games, play it over the summer, and play 82 games, and try to get to the play. You might not be no good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have knick-knack injuries here and there. Because it's a bump and grind, bro. So I'm saying, because only bad thing about it is people that paid money to come see this particular player, and he's sitting down today. That's the only bad thing about it. But at the end of the day, you're your own investment, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take care of your body.
So you trying to say if you went to go see the Piston game
and they playing against LeBron that night,
and
LeBron decide not to play,
you gonna be mad about it?
Of course, I spent my money.
Yeah, that's right.
I would be mad, but I understand why he chose this game to sit because guess what? The Pistons ain't shit.
So
I'm just saying. I'm just being honest with you. But I don't even want to see him for 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Athletes understand, but fans don't.
Exactly.
But really, the problem is how greedy the league is. So
That's
the NBA,
right.
how selfish are you, and how much do you care about your players to make them go an 82-game season, then tack playoffs on the end of that, then have them go right into the Olympics,
Exactly.
and then
That's
go
what I'm
right
talking
into the
about.
league. So if a team go to the if a team go to the NBA Finals and win the championship in the Game 7, they got a couple weeks off, and then they go into the Olympics or whatever, and then after that they got 5 minutes and they use the vote. That's why they don't play in the preseason.
I didn't even think about that.
I
See
mean,
what I'm saying?
that's the thing. So what the NBA is telling you is, I don't care about you.
That's right.
Don't give a fuck
So
what's going
because
on.
they saying I don't care about you, then as
So you gotta
a
realize.
player, you gotta say I care about my own investment.
But I come from an era where college players was going to play over in the Olympics. You get what I'm saying? And hey, it is what it is. But I understand why they went to the league, because overseas people playing pro already. So it's understandable, but
it's a way you can restructure.
it gotta be some kind of way.
But one, they ain't gonna shorten the season.
They
That would
definitely
be,
ain't.
That would be the easiest remedy. They ain't gonna shorten the season.
Not at all.
They done figured out a way to slip 2 or 3 more games
That's
in there with the
right.
play-in games
Yeah,
for
we
the
got-
playoffs.
I don't know why the fuck. I don't even know why they even came with that.
See,
What's
see.
the reason?
See, hey,
Money, what you talking about, man? They gonna get
Money.
you.
And the Lakers
Money.
spent a battery up for that shit.
More
Money.
televised games and all that
Bro,
stuff.
do you see what these guys making though?
Man, it's ridiculous.
Man, Charles Barkley.
And now they just got a $7 billion media joint where
Hey, Charles
TNT
Barkley.
done lost their rights.
I
NBC finna take over.
Charles Barkley says you got guys making $40 million a year, and he say, and they can't lose weight. He say, man, when I came in, my what he say? His contract was for 1.5 million for
Exactly.
30 years or something. He was like, man, if I'm making 40 million and the team giving you a chef and a nutritionist, he's like, man, I'd have been skinny.
Come on,
This
man,
is-
Barkley line. He still wouldn't have
It's
been
cap.
skinny.
It's
He
cap.
still wouldn't have been skinny, because you having all that money right there would have just made you think you more invincible than what you are. You'd have been like,
Yeah.
if I did enough like this for you to pay me, then I'd be all right. It's just immaturity, man. You know, really what it boils down to, man. But then them dudes, even Mike didn't make but like $3 million off the
No.
league until his last year.
Yeah.
But the
The last
thing
couple of
is,
years, well,
yeah,
30
He was,
30 million.
way
Yeah.
underpaid.
But you know, I
But
just
you understand why those cost of living at that
Yeah.
time. You know, so that was a lot of money during that time when he
Yeah.
got that money.
And-
Because you gotta realize, remember, DC signed really and truly
Yeah.
for the most money.
for the most money.
For
Like,
10
That was
million
like
a
85
year.
million.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at that time, that was good money.
But
You know,
then-
of course, as we go on, cost of living goes up.
But then they did, and then the NBA, and this is what people, I'm pretty sure they paying attention to it, but they cornered the market. They said, listen, we done made all this money that we gonna, and they did it, and it started, whether people know it or not, with Yao Ming, and I'm gonna tell you why. So they said they cornered the market because they said we get all American money from the league, we got it.
Okay.
So now we got to globalize this thing.
There we go.
Then they brought Yao Ming over. You know, when Yao Ming played his first game, they said it was over 8 billion or 8 billion
I can imagine.
television screens over there in China watching the game. That's when they say,
Yes.
okay, no, Iverson, you got to put this suit on the sideline, brother. We finna globalize this league. We
There we
finna
go.
get all the TVs
There
and
we go.
sponsorship from the overseas. We finna grab a couple of their overseas players, bring them over here, tell you they good. Only a handful of them gonna be good.
Right.
You know, we know about the Lucas and we know about the Jokers, but it's about 20 other ones that's sitting on the bench that's just collecting a check.
That's
but
right.
they doing that so they can turn them TVs on over there and get that subscription
There
over
we
there.
go.
You know, so
There we go.
they cornered the
There we
market,
go.
man.
Yes,
So
they
it's
did.
chess.
Yes,
We over
they
here
did.
playing checkers and they playing chess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So true.
Because Star Marbury went over there and became a global icon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
He got a statue. You know what I'm saying? Like Isaiah Thomas said, he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, and for that, the reason why he needs to be in the Hall of Fame, he said he played in the NBA, then he went to China and became a global icon. So if that's not, you know, acceptable to be a Hall of Famer, what is? Because you got people like Vlade Divac, Hall of Famer.
I understand what Isaiah
You know.
was saying, but I do not think that Stephon Marbury.
You think
should be
so?
in the- no. He didn't do nothing over
I don't
there.
think he did enough neither.
He didn't did now. He had a good basketball career and a good pro career.
I have a
over in
different
China.
take on Marbury, to be honest. with
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna let EJ finish, but
Okay.
I have a different take on Marbury.
I don't think
because
he-
you know
I
my
don't-
son over in China playing.
so
Okay.
he,
Okay.
So he
Yeah.
coached the team over there in China, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And really and truly, I mean, I was a Stephon Marbury fan until this particular game. My son was kicking their ass. Okay?
All right.
Kicking their ass. This nigga Stephon Marbury gonna tell my son, that's why you ain't in the league. You know, he went in on my son. My son was like, you know, fuck you. Which he should
That's
be.
Detroit. That's
You know what I'm
Detroit.
saying?
Nigga, like,
But at the end of the day, my son finished with a triple-double on their ass, you know what I'm saying? But how can you do your mans like that from the States, bro?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So really and truly, I don't give a fuck Stephon Marbury Hall of Fame or not. Fuck him. To be honest,
You know
nigga,
what?
don't talk that shit to
Fuck
mine.
stop.
But man,
Marbury, I gotta roll
But
my
he
cousin.
cold.
Yeah,
Stephon
Detroit
cold,
shit,
but
nigga.
shit, fuck
I'm
that
sorry, I
bitch. You
gotta
know
roll
where
my
I'm from.
cousin.
Shit, nigga.
I
You
gotta
don't talk
roll
that
my
shit to
cousin.
my son.
Damn, nigga, I was trying to give you your props, nigga. But my cousin gave me a whole
You
other
don't
take
do
on
my baby
nigga.
like
Fuck
that,
you,
man.
It's East Side,
Nigga,
nigga. Whatever.
yeah,
You know what I'm
flat
saying?
out.
Yeah,
It's
just
true
like-
story.
Man, because Marbury's a
You know?
good player, but he's not
but
no
he-
Hall of
yeah.
Famer. And then the other thing is, you know, he really, them guys be feeling some kind of way, man. He came out with the other short dude that tore the league up.
What was that?
Iverson.
Oh, Iverson.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So come on now, they had the, you know, it's just like, man, nah, you wasn't
That.
once you wasn't that, he
Yeah.
couldn't sustain what he had to be to stay in the league.
Because,
man.
hey, I was that guy.
But what people don't understand, now I'm not saying that he wasn't good enough to play in the league. I'm not. It's a lot of guys that shouldn't be in the league that's playing in the league, and there's
Right.
a lot of guys that should be in the league
That's
not
not
playing in the league.
Exactly.
But one thing that it takes in order for you to sustain yourself in the league, you have to be a professional. And
all the way
what that
around.
means is you have to be able to, without an ego in the way,
Yep.
without you having your emotions evolve,
That's right.
go in there and turn that 2 minutes
right.
into 4 minutes.
There we
Turn
go.
that 4 minutes into 8 minutes.
There we go.
But most dudes can't do that because they've been the 40-minute guy all their life. So now when you talk about, I got to come in here, see, because college athletes and high school athletes, you down, your team up 20 and 30, you ready to untie your shoes, you ready to give somebody else the garbage time. But
Right.
then when you trying to survive in the league and you that guy trying to make a roster and you that guy trying to extend your career, you got to take those 2 or 3 minutes or that garbage time and you got to play like it's game on the line and you got to go out there and mix it up.
That's right.
And you got to take that, you got to smile, you got to be
Smile,
a good
gotta be a
locker
good,
room
you gotta
guy.
be a good cheerleader.
You got to be a good locker room
All
guy,
that.
man. You got to stay out of trouble,
all that,
man.
bro.
That's what what's his
Like you
name
say,
said.
stay professional.
What's his name? What's his name? Used to play with the Pistons. The center. He played for Chicago. What's his name? Drummond said that. Drummond said I was $100 million man, and he said reality hit me when I got like the league minimum, and I had to be the best cheerleader, the first one off the bench. He was speaking to these little
I mean, you
young
gotta realize,
cats. You know?
motherfuckers don't want to go overseas. They don't have to. But hey, if you got to, go.
No question.
Cause you
You
got
know?
a lot of cats that was in the NBA that's giving them the work. I seen it, giving them the work.
Look at Lil Dog got in the game last night. My man from around here, but he got trained in Vegas, Lil Hardy.
Yeah,
He was
he hit a
out
big
there
three.
balling. Yeah,
He hit a
yeah.
big three down the stretch too.
Yeah,
I seen that.
Out there
Yep,
playing, so
Ronnie,
you got to
man,
take
that's my
advantage of
baby.
your
Family.
time. You know how tough it is
Family.
to go in there, man. And,
His grandfather worked at Persian. He worked with Johnny Ghost and
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Hardy. Yeah, he was a math
that's
teacher at
dope.
Persian High. And I know his son, Ramsey, and then I met his 2 sons, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, that's bloodline right there, baby. That boy hit a big 3 in that game last night, for real. Because he is a scoring machine. It's just, you know, he ain't getting a lot of time. But the boy know how to put the ball in the bucket, and that matters when you get that little 1 minute. Because you might not run with that team next year, but no telling who you may be with next, and you may get all the minutes. So stay ready.
What y'all think? Do y'all think it's a lot of pressure on Bronny James right now?
Oh, pressure? Yes, it's pressure. Because he won it for himself. He do. But personally, I think he's a little too early.
Yeah. But,
Personally, for me.
Yeah, but I just think that they just taking advantage of the rules. So the rules is you can go work out for a team, not get an age, and then go back to school.
There we go.
Why not test the water?
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? And I think that the media is shading a lot of dudes that they need to be talking about instead of wasting their time talking about Bronny.
Exactly.
Because this test, man, he's just going to test the waters. The thing is with Bronny, and this is why Bronny gonna go pro. I don't know when it's gonna be, but this because his daddy is gonna teach him how to be a pro.
That's right.
Bronny is not gonna be LeBron by no stretch of the imagination. He's not gonna be, but he can be a role guy. All you gotta do in order for you to survive in the pros, all you gotta do is be athletic, be able to check, and be even if you one dimensional. And he can shoot the three. So he can sit.
He can shoot point blank. Yes.
You can put him on Dallas team right now. Sit him in the corner like you sitting everybody else in the corner, and he'll make them spot up shots.
What was the light skinned guy? Because he played with my son in Cleveland on the G League team. He came out of, I want to say Duke, but he won an NBA championship with Golden State. He was bagging up Curry and them before what you call came from Michigan.
If y'all know who he is,
Light skin.
Michigan.
No, I ain't talking about him at Washington now.
Oh, okay,
No,
that's all.
but he was before him.
Okay.
He was hitting some big shots down the stretch.
Livingston on there.
He light skinned. He's light skinned from out of, I want to say Duke. But anyway, he's not a starter, but he definitely was a role player.
Yeah.
Came off the bench. I can't think his name.
But think it's a ton of guys like that. So just for a prime example, Lil Derek Walton was the man for Michigan, right?
Right.
So now you got dudes that was second to him on Michigan that's getting big reps in the league right now. Just because the game is different, the situations is different. So that don't mean D-Walk can't play in the league, and that don't mean them dudes don't deserve to be in the league. It just them guys athletic, them guys do a different thing. So if you can survive by not being a man, you can work your way into playing in the league. So you can, and that's why I say Bronny gonna have a chance. He ain't gonna do what his daddy did. He ain't gonna be no man. He gonna probably be a journeyman or whatever. But if you can make an outside shot, you can check, you can run the floor, and you can finish athletically, you can get a chance to play. You just need the right people. His daddy is gonna get him a look in the door.
That's right.
And his game, being able to make open shots, being able to defend, is gonna keep him there for a couple years. But he ain't gonna be like
Dude got a nice little payoff. He got a nice little $10 million check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $10 million, bro, right now? Can you make that work?
And he's just gonna go back to college, even if it ain't at USC. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go in there and say, "Oh, this is what a combine look like."
Because you know who first used that exercise those rights, right? Foshan Leonard. He was at University of Minnesota. He went into tried to get in the draft. Milwaukee took him, but he went back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, because them second round picks.
Shout out to
guaranteed.
Rashard Leonard.
Yeah.
Had that pure jump shot.
Them second round picks ain't guaranteed money anyway.
Right,
so you
man.
just go back and let your stock go up.
Back in.
Both of these cats had both programs that was from his high school. Persian was the shit. We gotta give it to him. You can't be no fucking hater. If you're a hooper and you love hoops, you can't be Persian was the powerhouse. I'm sorry.
On the east
side,
Southwest was the powerhouse on the west, and they still had some battles with other schools in there, man. Cooley was a dominant team back in the day, man. You can't. It's crazy how you can't name one school. And you because it's just like it was JG. It was P. Watt. It was Coach from Cooley. I forget Kelso over there from Cooley, man. So you had, man, it was. This city got so much, man.
You know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna just tell you like this. One thing about Persian, we was blessed because we did have players come through there and they won. You already know if you win, then they always, the school always gonna get the recognition all day, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Because we did have a lot of pros come out of Persian.
And I remember UAD, they had a rocket.
They did.
I don't like Michael Redd to this day because his team beat UAD. I swear, I do not like Michael.
Ohio State.
I do not like Michael. I like Michael Redd, but I was hurt though. That Michael Redd gave them the business. I remember looking at that face of your man. Michael
UD.
Red was giving them the
Yeah, at the end of the day,
business,
UD, I sure forgot on everything. I had the opportunity when I was in the 10th grade to go to a UD game when they played against Bradley, when they had Hershey Hawkins.
Man.
And I watched
Now
Archie
you take
Tellis.
it back, boy.
Archie
You take it
Tellis.
back, yeah.
Dog.
Sorry.
Hershey Hawkins had like 60 or 70. And Tellis for UD had like 50. I mean, just to sit there and watch that game, bro, I was mesmerized, bro.
It was what was that guy from UND before? He was like the all-time leading scorer for UND. Not the guy that's now.
Some of Rashad Phillips got.
He-
Way before him. Way
If it
before.
was before him.
Yeah.
Before this
I
Mike
forgot
Davis
that.
dude, it was Rashad.
It was Rashard, right? And then before Rashard, I wonder if it was Archie Tellis. I don't know though.
Yeah, I remember.
But they had teams like with Grant Long, Terry Tyler,
Yeah.
Earl Kirton. Did Earl Kirton go to UD?
Tony Tolbert.
Tony Tolbert.
Yeah.
Now I remember when he left Michigan to go to UD. Yes, he was like, man, fuck, I'm going back to the crib and gonna put up these numbers.
Yeah, Chuck Bailey did that. Who else did that?
Yeah.
There was a bunch of dudes.
That's
that
right.
Came back.
That's
So
right.
that used to be UD used to be the landing spot for a lot of guys
That's
that went to
right.
high majors.
That's right.
And then your son changed that, man. And
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I say this to say when Lil K, and I'm gonna say this publicly because this always has been my argument.
Okay.
This has been, to me, this started the downfall of Detroit Titans basketball.
Okay.
No, you tell me if you agree with this or not. So I told people that Ray McCullum made the mistake of not putting tough guards from the city next to his son,
Okay.
Ray McCullum. So when K goes to Oakland, that opened a pipeline for all the city players. Because after K left, then Lemonhead or Melonhead went there.
Melon.
Then Coach
Sherrod
Covington
was.
got over there, and a few other players went over there.
Yeah.
But they stopped going to U. They stopped
That's
leaving
right.
high major schools going to
Yeah.
UD.
Yeah.
Oakland became the other option.
That's
So
right.
then when
Yeah.
Oakland became the other option, and Ray McCullum didn't put nobody
There
from
we
the
go.
city next to Ray,
Yeah.
next to his son, Lil Ray,
Yeah.
because K and Ray McCullum could have played together. I don't
That's
care
right.
what nobody
Oh, yeah.
said, because he
Yeah.
was a 6'3", 6'4" point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Your son combo can play the 1 or the 2, super athletic. So man, by him doing that, and then Oakland doing a good job of recruiting, they started getting all the top players out the city from after that, man.
They did.
And UD missed the
They
boat on
did.
them guys.
Oakland
You're right.
Thing,
You're right.
man.
It did happen. Yep, it did happen like that. That is amazing that you saw that. Yep.
Oakland did their thing in the tournament.
Yeah, they
But-
did. The big fella left him with Arizona. Yeah, instead of trying to go to the league, he went on here, took the little NIL deal, so he'll get a little more cash over there in Arizona, like he was getting in Oakland. Do you blame me? And there's more exposure.
But then that goes back to, so that's my thing on the transfer portal too. So now the transfer portal is allowing guys to benefit, but me personally, and a lot of sport heads or dudes may not agree with this. I don't like the portal, and the reason why I don't like the portal is because it's gonna hurt way more than it help.
That's right.
So the players like my man you just mentioned, he gonna benefit from the portal. But you got people that think they know basketball,
Right.
that's out here advising these kids to jump in the portal, and they don't have nowhere to go. They're just jumping in this portal,
Right.
thinking that they're gonna be able to get picked
Yeah.
up somewhere, and then
Yeah.
they get left in the portal.
Yeah.
Now you got these guys out here, or the ones that do jump in the portal and transfer. You're gonna be transferring, and then not have enough credits to graduate on your own, and then you're not gonna pay that extra couple bands to get your education,
Right.
or you're gonna get left in the portal. You're gonna walk away from a scholarship, or your coach not gonna allow you back, or you're gonna come back and you ain't gonna play as much, and then it's gonna hurt you. So
That's right.
so for the few that this can help, it's gonna hurt way more.
There
than
we
that.
go.
It's gonna hurt
Yep.
way more than that. So I ain't even. And then plus they playing musical chairs with other college players. So that's stopping these high school kids from going to college.
Yeah.
So a kid that look like me that don't understand that academics is important until after they 10th grade or 11th grade year, they done already missed the wave for academic scholarship. So now they only can rely on the athletic scholarship.
There we go.
And then the colleges ain't even recruiting them because they were only recruiting college players anyway.
There we
So
go.
man, I don't even like the portal. Man. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie to you.
So We got an education. We're gonna wrap up the Blue Light Chronicles. Do you want something to say before we wrap up?
Nah, man, I just
Hey, he educated the shit out of y'all, boy. I'm
Exactly.
telling you.
I just appreciate y'all having me on.
For
man.
real.
right,
What
that's
about
right.
you?
Well, one thing I want to say is, please, just get your kids outside. Let them be a
Go
kid.
hoop.
You know what I'm saying? Just let them be a kid.
Yeah.
You know, just let them figure it out. You know, we as parents have to actually stop trying to, help them, far as in trying to just hampering them. In other words, let them figure it out. Let them find out what's good for them. Especially in sports. We don't know what game may fit them. You see it, but at the same time, do we think it's best for them? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But at the end of the day, let's just all just do a better job in raising them as who they are. And get them outside. Just get them outside.
That's right. So to East Warren, the Chalmers, subscribe. Blue Light Chronicles. See you again on the next episode. I want to say thank you to my two guests, Kahlil. I call him Kahlil. That's family, but y'all know him as Kahlil. Got EJ. So, thank you. Subscribe. See you next time.